All right, I'm going to walk everybody through Travelogue. I'm just going to go over some of the features, how you use it, and update us on some things that we have improved on since we first launched last year. Up here, you're going to find the easy navigation to get around. It's not a very big website, so there's not a lot of breadcrumbs that we need, but there are a couple of different sections. The first one, if you're new to Travelogue, I recommend you go to Using Travelogue. Here, we're going to have a walkthrough or videos of whatever new improvements that we have. We did just do an improvement that I'm going to talk about later when we did breakout titles. Whenever we do an improvement, I'm going to make a video that explains it, and I'll put that on our YouTube channel. We also have a download here, which was our initial flyer explaining why we did Travelogue, the benefits of Travelogue, a sample page, kind of a walkthrough, and then these easy printing steps for if you want to make PDFs off of Travelogue. So those are always going to be there. We also have kind of a walkthrough here of the different elements on Travelogue that tells you what all the different sections are. So you can always go back to home here. Also, everything I talk about today is available on our YouTube channel. If you go to the ALG Vacations YouTube channel, there's a whole playlist down here about Travelogue. So anything that I talk about, like usage, we have a full overview, which is about a little over 15 minutes, that does everything that Travelogue has. But then also, if there's just certain sections that you want to revisit without watching the whole thing, I've broken those out. So you can, if you just want to talk about table of contents, that's broken out. Resort pages, that's broken out. And then, like I say, every time there's an update, I will make a new video and throw it up on our YouTube channel. And we usually send out an email blast with that too, so that you know that it's up there. So that's just kind of the general housekeeping. So now let's just talk about the overall Travelogue. We have Travelogue broken out by brands. There's 3 brands: Apple Vacations, Travel Impressions, and FunJet. Each one gets their own titles. In the beginning, when we had Travelogue, it was just the main 3 titles, which were Mexico, Caribbean, and Hawaii. What we did as an improvement is we have taken each one of these now and broken them out so that they're easier to share. I think we found in the initial launch of Travelogue that the most cumbersome issue people were having was how to make the PDF so that they could share them with their clients. And if you had something like Mexico, it was gigantic. It was all of these chapters. So in order to make that easier, we've taken each chapter of each destination and made it its own title. So now if you want to share something smaller like Acapulco, you would just be able to open it up, and it's an 18-page PDF. And you could just share that either by copying the link here, and you just copy and share a link like you would in an email of any other link, or you can go down here to the download button and just download the whole thing, and you would just download it right there. Boom, Acapulco goes to your desktop, saves, and it's right there, and you could open and share it as a PDF. So that's how you would do a title like that. Let's go back. So that's the biggest improvement. A new improvement that we also just implemented was if you have a bigger title and you want to get to a specific resort, usually the resorts were separated in a table of contents, and then they would be separated by location, by where they were. What we've done now to make it even easier is if you go back to the first page, actually you don't even have to go to the first page, it's on every page, is going to be this hamburger here. It's a hamburger table of contents that will follow you wherever you are at in the publication. So you click on this, and now all the hotels are listed alphabetically. So it's quick and easy to find. You don't have to flip pages to find them, they're there. And it doesn't matter what, you can be on page 1 or you can be on page 15. And that hamburger is going to be right there to get you anywhere you need to go within the document without having to go back to a table of contents. So we're just hoping that's a nice, easier way to do it. So let's close out of that. So back on our main page, If you're using Travelogue, you're going to pick the brand you want to go to. I'm just going to use Apple Vacations. And then within Apple Vacations, you're going to pick which one of our regions. We have 6 main regions: Mexico, Caribbean, DR, Jamaica, Hawaii, and Costa Rica. Those are the ones we have for right now. So let's pick Mexico to start with. So when you go to Mexico, like I say, we've got these all broken down by different areas within Mexico to make it easier to shop those. But say you're going for the big one, you're going to Cancun. When you go to the Cancun book, again, you've got the main hamburger here that's going to be your table of contents to get you anywhere you want within the book. You can also start flipping and exploring this way. We're always going to start with a little travel story base that's going to give you a little brand flavor. So this will change depending on which brand book you're in. We're going to give a little explanation here that explains what the different parts of the Travelogue are. Then we've got some informational pages, such as Amstar. We've got one on hotel features that explains, in this case, explains the rating systems with the apples, explains the inclusive packages. We've got some pages on perks, Travel Protection Plus, Trip Trust, EMVF groups. And what we've done here in the old print catalog, sometimes this would be like a part of a page. We've gone and given everything its own page, which is going to make it easier for you to share. If you wanted to share just group travel PDF, you could make just a PDF of that single page. So everything, it kind of has its own page. So then you're going to get to the Welcome to the Mexico section, just a little introductory there. We talk about Cancun, since that's the region we're talking about in this book. It gives a little map. Then we're going to get into the meat and potatoes of Travelogue, which is the supplier pages. The great thing about the supplier pages now is, again, every supplier gets its own page. Nobody has to share a page with anybody else. Also, everybody's page is exactly the same. So when you go to a page, you're always going to start with a main image here. You're going to have your hotel name. You're going to have your rating, your description, your trip trust signifier. And this is the amenity grid. This amenity grid is going to be the same on every page. So this makes it really easy to compare apples to apples, the different resorts. Some resorts are going to add extra value. I'm sorry, before I do that, let's talk about down here. We're going to have a video. Here we have a video. If they didn't supply a video, it will be a static image. Underneath there is going to be the description of the resort. Then we're going to talk about privileges and perks. And then up here, we're going to talk about resort added values. And there will be pictures of the room categories. Again, it's up to the resorts how much content they want to put on here. Some of them will put a lot. Some of them, such as the Dreams over here, is really basic. They've got a few pictures. They've got a main picture. They've got one image here, and then all the other information. Again, this information is going to be the same in terms of content blocks on every page. So it's really easy to compare them apples to apples. Really cool down here too, we have the location on map. You click that and it's going to show you right where it is with a big blue dot. So now let's talk about some of the added features. I want to get to one here who's a little bit more robust. This one's pretty good. One thing you should know, wherever you see a pulsating circle, that means there's additional content. So if you click this pulsating circle, you're going to get a pop-up, which means that this supplier has decided to include extra images. So they've included extra images there. They've also, down here in the room categories, have decided to include extra room images. So look for that pulsating circle. That lets you know there's a pop-up to be had, and you can see additional content. Let's see. There's also, let's get a video going. Sometimes they will put a video in here. You can see Rio has added a video. The cool thing about this is you pop it up. You don't have to go to YouTube. You can play the video right here. So the video content plays. And again, you can just close right out. You never had to leave Travelogue in order to see that content. And again, Pop-ups are there. So now let's get to how you can share this with your clients. Again, if you're at the main page, you can always just share. You can share the main page just the same way you would share any other link. You just copy the link here, copy, and then paste it in an email and send it off to them, and it would be the whole thing. You can do the same with the travel section. If you want to share the Caribbean section, again, you just copy this link up here and you share it with them in email. You can also, if you want to make a specialized PDF, what you can do is you can say you've got a client and they want to see some resorts in Cancun. So you've picked out a few. What you're going to do here is you're going to go to the share, which is down here, the download, but you're going to make it customized. So you're going to go up to this print icon. You're going to click print. And here's where you can save as a PDF, and you're going to be able to customize your pages here. So you hit custom. I've already made some notes on some pages I would want to share. So let's say that I wanted to share the cover. So I'm going to do that. That's page 1. Let's say that I wanted to do a couple of pages inside. Say I want 5. I want pages 8 through 9. And then for my resort pages, I chose 18. I'm just kind of picking these at random. 20, 26, 27. And then if I want the final page, I'll put that in because I want a back cover. So I would hit save. And then say you're doing this for me. My last name's Flynn. So I would put Flynn, Apple Vacations, Mexico, Cancun is already there. Save it to your desktop. And there it is over here on my desktop. So you open it up. And when you open this up, it gave me the cover, which I made a note. I wanted the cover, which is page 1. I wanted the Amstar section, so that's there. I wanted Travel Protection Plus, Trip Trust, and then these were the specific resort pages. And then I just made a back cover too. So then you've got this. Then you can just email that PDF anywhere you want. Now, when you're making the customized, the tricky thing you're going to have to do is the page numbers are all down here. So you're going to make notes on which pages you want to actually include. The evens are going to be on the left, the odds on the right. And then when you go into that customized print section, that's going to let you fill in those pages and make that customized PDF. But again, for a lot of these, you're going to be able to, if they're small enough, you can just PDF the whole book. Like Cozumel's kind of a smaller one. It's only a 30-page PDF. Again, you just go to download. You can download the whole book just by clicking the arrow here. You download a customized print by hitting the print button there. And that's really all there is to it. I'm going to go back to the main page. Go back to home. And that's basically it. If there's anything you ever need to know, you can always go to the Using Travelogue section. Again, if we change anything, make anything better, we'll put a video there. The main download is always there. And again, if you have any questions about that print section, we've highlighted that on this page here. It's all right here to walk you through it. And there's also a special section on the YouTube channel that's all about printing. So there's a whole video that just does printing and downloading PDFs. It's 3 minutes long to walk you just through that section. And in a nutshell, that is how to use Travelogue.